All right, guys, so I'm here with Sean Richardson. Very excited to introduce you guys to one of our track masters on the fitness track. Reason I'm most excited about Sean is Sean and I met about 2 years ago, maybe a year, right after I finished my Ironman. Wanted to jump into CrossFit, was able to work with Sean. And the one thing that Sean does better than any other trainer I've been with, and although it doesn't look like it, I do try to do it quite often, is Sean knows how to take what you like to do and turn it into something that can help you in the fitness world. So one of my favorite things was Sean talked about how he helps moms or just parents in general playing with their kids be part of their fitness. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I have 2 kids, and the one thing that I hear parents say all the time is that they have a hard time prioritizing their fitness because of their kids. Well, it's not necessarily something that you can do one or the other of. And the goal is to create games with your kids that provide a fitness element for the parents. So even just moving your kids through space, picking them up, tossing them around, as long as you don't get thrown up on. But carrying your kids through lunges and squats, a parent is never going to exhaust their kids' enthusiasm for play before their body gives up and is like, I just can't do any more lunges. So that's the kind of the idea of where that came from, of going, look, you don't need to go to the gym, you just need to teach your kids some games that make you train in certain ranges of motion, and then whenever the kid says, hey mommy, let's do blank, you have to play with them. You'll get 200, 300, 400 lunges in a day, because they're always going to want to play with you. So it's that melding of worlds that was really that.
And the one thing I loved most about Sean when he was working with me was how much he took into consideration my whole life, not just the physical part of my life, but how every part of your life connects. And that's what we believe here at Life Pulse Inc., that you can't just work on one part of your life. You have to make it a full lifestyle change. And I think you would agree is once you do that with the fitness world, it tends to become fairly easy to get the results that you want.
Sure. And one of the things that I love about the Life Pulse is it's a very organized structure. So if you're organized in one realm of your life, and Life Pulse does a great job of that, presenting that organization for your business life, if you want to add something onto that, you've already got a template. So if you've got your fitness or you've got your business life really locked in with the organizational systems in the Life Pulse, it's easy to go, hey, this works for my business. I'm going to take my fitness life and I'm going to put it on the same template. And then from there, we already know it works, so we can transfer it over. One of the things I love most about the Life Pulse is the ease with which it lets you kind of move from one realm to the other. The system works, and if the system works, it doesn't really matter what the goal is. It'll work for that particular goal.
Absolutely, absolutely. So obviously you see that Sean knows what he's talking about and you know what you're doing from a fitness perspective, but this concept that we offer people, this track master that we're coining for you, that you are the fitness track master, explain to them kind of why, if they come on board, follow your exercises, follow the kind of the coaching that you're going to give to each individual, what they're going to get after 90 days of doing that.
Sure. Well, first there's an important distinction to kind of get out of the way in the front. In the fitness world, you can kind of fall into one of 2 places. You can want to be in the passenger seat of your fitness, or you can want to be in the driver's seat.
Right.
The place where the Life Pulse organizational planner and the fitness track are really going to work well is for people who want to be in the driver's seat. Okay, after 90 days with the protocols that we're going to put in for goal setting and kind of reverse engineering where you want to be in your health and fitness journey versus where you are, is creating and acknowledging that there are certain steps that need to be taken and helping you be the active driving force in creating those steps. So the place where the fitness track with the Life Pulse is really going to grow and thrive is for the people who want to be active members of their own fitness. If you want the program that's just kind of like, I just want to set it and forget it and not do any work on the other side of the organizational side, probably not going to be for you. And there are things out there that are going to really like be great for helping you to get to your goals. But for those who really want to become a student of your own physiology, a student of your own fitness, the Life Pulse fitness track is going to be a great addition to your life, because a lot of the onus is going to be on you. We're going to help you kind of point out, hey, here's where you are, here's where you're trying to go. And let's kind of find out what's in between those two places. But then it's going to be up to you to really step into that and take a lot of ownership. And that's one of the things that I personally love about it, is you have to take that ownership. And if you really want to change your health and fitness life, you can't be a passive observer. So that's kind of the most exciting point of this for me.
Absolutely.
Is helping people go, you know what, I want to take that next step. I want to own more of this. Mm-hmm. The Life Pulse fitness track is going to help you find the steps of, it's perfectly fine to not know where to start.
Right.
We're going to help you figure out where to start by acknowledging where you are and where you want to go, and going, okay, I don't need to know every step that happens between here and there, but there is a first step, and taking the first step is, it's the first step.
Right.
So being able to go, okay, I don't know exactly what has to happen, but I know this is the first place I have to go, so let's go to that place and be able to go, hey, it's okay not knowing every step that has to happen between now and the end.
Right. So the thing I love most about LP system, just in general, I think you can tie this in with the fitness realm, is the fact that it's universal. It
Absolutely.
works so well, and there's so many different ways that you can use it. And that's kind of how we started this idea of offering this fitness track to you guys. But why the LP? Over all the other planners that are out there in the market, that have been in the market, I mean, there's been fitness planners.
Sure.
I think you and I kind of got together and said, yeah, but the problem is it has to be a lifestyle change.
Yes.
And that's why the LP with your fitness track is so effective in just that 90 days that people get it. So why the LP over anything else?
The reason why I love taking fitness goal setting and using the LP to help you get there is, there are a couple of different reasons. Reason number one is I don't think it's incredibly helpful to have a different goal setting method for one aspect of your life as opposed to another. Okay? If you're going to set goals are big and intimidating. If you have 9 different methods you have a method for your nutritional goals, and you have a method for your gym goals, and then you have a method for your business goals, and then you have a method for your family goals. That's a lot of different methods. And you should be spending more of your time focusing on what the actual steps are than whether or not you're getting the method right.
Right.
The method needs to be foundational. It needs to be something that you set, and then we can build a lot of different stuff on top. So the LP is this amazing foundational piece, right, where it applies to everything. And if it works in one realm, it'll work in another. An analogy that I really love in this regard is you actually can't play soccer without lines.
Right.
If the field doesn't have lines, you can't play the game. You need some form of restriction. And the LP provides that brilliantly with the brain dump, with the organizational tools of going, is this important? Is it not important? Is it time sensitive? Is it not time sensitive? It forces you to say, I have time for X amount of stuff.
Right.
Okay? We're going to, in the fitness track, apply your fitness goals in with the rest of your life. So you're not saying, I have 48 things that I can do in business and 48 things I can do in fitness. No, you have to fit your fitness goals in with everything else. So there's going to be a lot of hack and slash in terms of going, you can't be all over the place. You have to go, I have time for this right now. And that demand of restriction is going to make you, as somebody engaging in the fitness track with the LP, say, yes, I have 900 things I want to do, but I can only do one right now. You're going to hear me reference mountain climbing a lot, and it's what I'll continue to come back to is you can want to climb a lot of mountains, but you can only climb one mountain at a time. So that's what I really love about the LP, and the way that it's organized is being able to say, yes, I'm going to train 4 times a week, and I can plan that out.
Right.
And then I can stretch 7 days a week. You got me? You can stretch 7 days a week, and you're going to plan that out. But also meals and things like that, you put it all in one place, and you have the ability to look at it from a 50,000 foot view and go, okay, here's where I'm at. So yeah, you might be anxious to get to the next step, but it's easy to look through your LP and go, I'm going to do this step now 10 different times, and then I can take that next step forward. There's something very comforting in knowing that the next step is coming and you're one step closer.
Absolutely. And again, it just comes down to the fact of having, what we say is the plan and the execution in the same page.
Absolutely.
You and I talked about one time the difference between having your diet in one book and then your fitness plan in the other book, and how the amount of results, the type of results that you actually get by doing that is astronomical when they're next to each other.
Absolutely.
So one thing we were talking about is there's a ton of planners out there,
Yeah.
a ton of options that you have. Why the LP?
Okay. This is a really great question, and it leads into something that I'm pretty passionate about, which is you have to know what you need. I tried a lot of, don't get mad, I tried a lot of non-LP tracks. I didn't know the LP existed. But I like paper. I like being able to hold a lot of information in my hands and be able to cross-reference it. For some reason, the electronic side of it doesn't work in my brain. It's like almost knowing that I have it, I don't use it.
Interesting.
So I need the paper. I like the paper. I had engaged with several systems that exist online that are all about, you can organize it however you want, but there's so much freedom in that. I got lost in ether. I never got past organizing the page to actually use the organizational page. So, and this is when I found I actually reached out to you with a question about, hey, I knew about the LP. I was thinking about like a fitness planner, and then saw the LP for the first time. I was like, oh, I don't need to reinvent the wheel here.
Gotcha.
The thing that the LP provides, which is so great, is constant reminders of what your big goals are. They're going to exist in front of your face with every week's page. So that as I'm brain dumping into that section of the book, or I am trying to figure out where the priorities need to lie, I constantly have that reminder, hey, here are your big goals. This is what you're trying to do this quarter. So that I can go, I really want to do this, but it actually doesn't get me one step closer to my goal. So what I can do in that case is I'll add to the brain dump, hey, I'm going to put this in my next LP, which I love to do. Like, always have the next one, like you're building your next LP as you're executing the LP that's helping you right now. So I can go, yeah, I'm going to add this goal, this program, this whatever, to my next LP. Then it's safe, and I know it's coming, and I can go ahead and mark that off and continue to focus on what my goal is now, as opposed to having to have that internal struggle of, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Consistency is really important. It's impossible to know whether or not, especially in the realm of fitness, it's impossible to know whether or not a system actually works if you don't finish it.
Right.
So even sticking with a program, when at the halfway point you're like, I know this isn't really working for me, stick it out.
Right.
Okay, something useful is going to come of that, even if it's the knowledge that this doesn't work. But at the halfway point, you really don't know which way it's going to shake out. Sure, you might not enjoy the training, but you don't know how that's going to affect your physiology. So maybe it's going to get you your aesthetic goal, even though you hate it along the way. That's an important thing to know. That's something a student of their own body gets to know. And the LP really helps you do that by keeping those goals in focus. I also really love the chance to plan my week and plan my month and then plan my quarter. This is something that exists in fitness, okay? Macrocycling, mesocycling, and microcycling is something that like a personal trainer, a coach is going to do for you, something that you would be paying for. The LP is designed in a way that this is going to happen no matter what. Like, you don't have to think about it. You've got your week, and then you've got your month, and then the LP, the book itself, is a larger cycle. So you're going to exist in this world. That's really useful, and you don't have to like do all the studying to figure out how to get it done. But just as a function of working within that system, you go, okay, well, here's my quarterly goal. I've got goals for the month and then goals for the week. So I can say, hey, if I do, let's take a lift as a really simple example. If you want to add 1 pound a week to your squat, every quarter you're going to add between 12 and 15 pounds depending on how the month shakes out. But if you keep that system going, all I have to do is add 1 pound to my squat this week. All I have to do is add 4 pounds to my squat this month. All I have to do is add 12 pounds to my squat. That starts to compile, and you start to see how little incremental changes make big results over time.
Gotcha. All right, so we talked about kind of what people will get with coming through the track, but do me a favor and explain a little bit more what you feel the biggest benefit in 90 days that people will get from it. And then I'd like to hear kind of your stories as an LP user, because guys, we make all of the track masters use it before they start teaching about it. One thing I can't stand is when people teach on something they don't actually implement in their life, and I know Sean does on a regular basis. So
yeah.
First thing, again, what are the benefits of anyone who's about to come through your track, the fitness track, using the LP?
Sure.
And then second is, what's your life like with it, before it, without it, after it?
Yeah.
Kind of give the whole gamut in a quick summary.
Okay. There are a lot of benefits to what's going to happen in 90 days doing the fitness track using the LP.
Gotcha.
I would say the most important, the biggest, the thing that most people are going to fall into is you're going to become a better student of your own physiology. Okay? What that means is, for those who really want to take ownership of their health and fitness life and use the LP in conjunction with that, you're going to know a lot more about what your body needs, what you like, what you don't like, and that ownership is really invaluable. I think it's something that's really lacking now. The inclination now is to be very passive. Right. So find the program, find the person to take you there. You take you there. Okay? We used to say this at the gym all the time. You're gonna kick your own butt. Like, it's your workout, I just run it. Okay? And that's where the LP really comes in, is presenting you with that ownership. If you want to own it, the LP is going to be, and the fitness track for the LP is going to be perfect. If you want to be passive, it might not be for you.
Right.
And that's fine too. Okay? It's worth noting, that's fine too. There's no judgment there. In terms of my own life with the LP versus not with the LP when I wander alone, this week is actually a pretty good example because it's been an off week. I'm recovering from being sick, but I know I am much less effective as a coach. I am much less intentional as a husband. I'm much less intentional as a father, and I'm much less useful as an employee when it starts the week before, when I miss my planning session, when I miss metabolizing my brain dump into organizing my next week. But then again, this week it was necessary because what my body needed was to recover. So I wasn't going to be overly effective doing anything. And that's fine. You need to take those times sometimes, but the LP is going to help I find it helps keep my, it's almost like a bookmark for my business life. So if something like this that you can't avoid comes up, I know that my life is safe, and I can, as soon as I can think straight again, I can go back and kind of pick things up and redistribute them. when, personally, when I was first engaging with the LP, my assumption was that, you have 48 sections in your brain dump. I didn't think that was going to be enough.
Right.
And I was very wrong in that. I think I've only filled it up once in using the LP for almost a year, but the 48 pieces, I found that I was subconsciously going, you know what, this doesn't even deserve a place.
Right.
And trimming stuff out of my life that I was giving a lot of weight to beforehand, but then with the constant reminder of what my goals were, it just didn't deserve it.
Now it's kind of the rapid part of this interview where you guys who are watching this, you either have an LP or if you don't, grab one because it's going to make a lot more sense to you. But there's basically 9 parts of the LP.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is, being that you're a user, this is going to be pretty simple for you, but I'm going to go through them and ask Sean exactly how that works in the fitness world.
Sure.
A lot of the stuff we do, I think it's pretty easy to see how it's going to benefit in the business world or what the rest of the self-growth population is used to using this for. But what we found is if you live your life in all aspects of your life, the way we set goals for financial goals or career-based goals or whatever they are, these ones that seem to just naturally make sense with the way society tells you, we tend to get more out of every part of our life. So, LP starts, you figure out your one-word focus.
Yeah.
So, how does that relate to fitness?
One-word focus is one of the places where I see the most overlap.
Okay.
If in your business life the thing you need to one-word focus on is details, then more than likely that's going to translate into your fitness life. You're the same person in the gym that you are in the office. So if the details are the things that are getting missed in your office life, probably the details are the things that are getting missed in your gym life. The question is, what are the details? And in the world of fitness, maybe that's, yes, you are, we'll talk about squatting. Yes, you are doing the weight, but are you doing the weight well? Are you lifting well? Sure, you're running on the treadmill, but are you running well? If you can get into the gym and just kind of turn your brain off, then that's actually not a good sign. It means you're not engaged. It means you're not paying attention. And if you focus that somewhere else, when you're not engaged, you're not paying attention in your office, that's going to lead to problems. So the one-word focus, more than likely what applies to your one-word focus in your office is going to apply in the gym as well.
So then let's, again, just the quote of the week, right? We like to get a quote to relate back to that one-word focus. So how do quotes help you from a fitness perspective?
I love using quotes that help give me ownership of the amount of work that I'm responsible for. So one that I love, and I've messed around with it all the time. Vince Lombardi said, "The man on top of the mountain didn't fall there."
Right.
Okay. I love a quote. I need a quote that reminds me that I am not passive. This is on me. So, and when it comes to your business life, same thing kind of applies. Like, be active. So find the motivational quotes that really yeah, I can follow that for a week, and that's the one like you write on your mirror, keep it in the LP. Like that's the quote that makes me go, I want to do work, not I want to get there. No, I want to earn something.
And you've even written it in front of you while you're working out, right?
Absolutely.
You told me about the time when you were squatting.
Yep.
And you had it right in front of you.
Yeah.
So every time you came up.
Keep any place that is dry erase usable. Now you got to ask your gym if they'll let you do this. But if you can write something up or keep it on a piece of paper in front of you,
tape it on the wall.
Yeah, tape it on the wall so that you this is the thing that I need to remember. I need to remember that it feeling good and it being good are two different things.
Right.
That's the type of quote that I think is really useful in the gym. The reminder that this is work, and yes, it is hard, but it is useful.
Cool. Gratitude, right? What are you grateful for? I'm thinking if I'm doing curls, I'm squatting, I'm doing power cleans, anything in the gym, gratitude is not in my head.
Sure.
I'm not grateful for you. I'm not grateful for the gym.
Oh, yeah.
How does gratitude work in the fitness world?
I think gratitude in the fitness world, and you're right, it's a hard thing to really pin down. For me, when I am suffering through something, it it does become useful to be grateful for the fact that I'm able to move. I'm able to. Yes, there are some people that can't squat, and I have the ability to do so. But at the same time, that's a bit of a hallmark answer. The reality is, I'm grateful that I have control over what my goal is and how I go about getting there. Like, that's something about which I can truly be grateful, and it makes the squatting easier.
Yeah.
Like, I can acknowledge that there's gratitude to be held in. I'm a physically capable person, but I am much more thankful for the fact that we live in a country and are in a position that I can say, this is a goal that I can afford to have.
Gotcha.
So for me, that's where gratitude falls.
Yeah, and we talk about gratitude revealing growth. That's the other thing, is as I'm in there struggling, I should be happy that I'm even in there struggling.
Sure.
The fact that I'm even able to work out. So
Yeah.
All right, so we have gratitude, right? We went through the one-word focus. We went through your quote, and then, like I said, gratitude. So now we get into what we call our vital signs, right?
Yeah.
The 4 pillars of success, the balance. So I almost laugh even asking this question, just knowing you and how you feel this, but how does balance relate to your fitness life? And remember, these are short answers. I know
Oh yeah, this is so hard. Okay, so let's be short. We live in a country where fitness is very easy to find an idol. Okay, so here's where balance comes in, and I think it's most important. If you're trying to find a better version of yourself in fitness, you're not going to find it. There has to be balance in there going, there's your physical life, but then there's also your spiritual life. And if you have great abs and you treat servers like crap, then, we don't have balance. So I think this is really useful to be able to go, if one of them is really easy and the rest of them are consistently hard, that's indicative of there not being a lot of balance.
And you mean that in the sense of, honestly, it could be from my arms, I'm really good at working my arms, so I'm going to stay away from my legs.
Sure.
When the opposite shouldn't be. Or I'm really good physically, and I know you probably do a lot of people who the fitness part of their life, the physical part of their life is a 10 on a 10 scale.
Mm-hmm.
But their personal life and married life is a disaster, their business life is a disaster.
Absolutely.
It comes in that concept of, we go to the gym to relieve stress, but if we actually focused on what is causing the stress, we wouldn't have to use the gym as an escape.
Sure.
Weekly wisdoms, right? You've offered weekly wisdoms to everybody watching this and everyone who's part of your track. Guys, they're so good, and they get unlocked every single week for them to actually get a sight into. Fortunately, since I've worked with you on them, I know what they already are. But why is that concept of wisdom from others, right? Why is that so important when it comes to the fitness world?
You'll probably hear me mention this a lot, but there's the attitude of being passive in your fitness and the attitude of being active in your fitness. Mm-hmm. The thing I love about the weekly wisdoms is that a problem?
Well, let's check it. Let's start with the things I love. Nope.
Yeah. All right. The things
Let's start again.
Yeah.
Okay.
The things I love about the weekly wisdoms are I think it sets a bar and says, if we're going to expect you to rise to this level of intentionality and asking some introspection, asking some intentionality and going, are you willing to spend a little bit of time, reflecting not just on what your goals are and how you're going about getting your goals, but why that goal's there? Right. Is that goal arbitrary? Did you make that goal, or did did somebody else's social media account make that goal for you? Did your friend who likes Ironmans make that goal for you? But because it's fine to say, awesome, I love that you love triathlons. I would rather do anything else on the planet than run one. Right. But I'm proud of you for going and being able to go to sleep at night knowing, that's their goal. This is mine. Right. What we're trying to do with these weekly wisdoms in terms of the fitness realm is get you comfortable with uncomfortable introspection.
Gotcha.
Because it's your life, it's your body. You should be able to pick what you want to do and what your goals are, and not be beholden to somebody else who's like, you should do this with yourself. You don't need to do that. But it's going to take a lot of confidence and ownership to be able to with kind of poise say, I'm doing exactly what I want, and it's great that you're doing what you want, but I'm not going to let you shame me into regretting what I want out of my fitness life.
And the thing that I found from the Ironman to working with you in the CrossFit world, but just the concepts of, there's a lot of people that know more than I do. And not only that, but the most interesting thing about the Ironman is everyone's training for the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody trains differently.
Yeah.
And to be able to humble myself enough to sit back, and the coach that I was working with, has run Kona, the world champions, multiple times. I mean, so I had a good coach to listen to, and the ability to take wisdom from others is something that saves up me a lot of time, a lot of sorrow and anger, and it helps me avoid failure.
Sure.
Especially in the fitness world, the amount of times that you used to come to me and say, lower your weight, you idiot, right? Because what you knew was, I could probably do the weight, but I'm probably going to hurt myself, which, like you said in the previous talks, that's going to slow me down from moving forward. And the one thing I remember in the Ironman, my coach always said, your goal during training is to not get hurt.
Yeah.
Because if you get hurt, it stops the progress. And I think a lot of people, and I'm included, is we try to go big because we want more weights on the side of the barbell, or we just want to be able to beat ourselves, and that actually defeats ourselves versus beating ourselves. So
yeah, if you're going to fail 10,000 times before you succeed, you have to get really, really comfortable failing.
Yeah.
Because it's the path through which we get there. So failure's not bad. You're going to spend more time failing than you're going to spend succeeding.
And I think that the reason why failure is easy to overcome for someone who's able to listen to a coach or someone who's actually trained them is because wisdom overcomes failure. Wisdom lets me see that failure is not what I think of as a failure. It's just an interesting result.
Yeah.
And how do I get the next result? So,
absolutely.
All right, so we're jumping into the brain dump. The concept of the brain dump is it relieves the stress of you and all the stuff. You have to clear your mind in order to use your brain. So talk to me about why it's so beneficial to have a clear mind when you get to the gym or you are working whatever fitness level you're working on.
Distractions are everywhere. So in terms of if you have a goal that's set and you've reverse engineered your goal steps properly, you need to know going into the gym, today I have to accomplish X. Personally, it's very easy to get distracted and go, oh, but this looks really cool, or I want to try this, but that's not what's going to get me my goal. So I use the brain dump to make sure I do the things that I don't want to do. So I stretch and I mobilize. Nutritionally, I'm using my brain dump to make sure I'm getting in the calories that I need to get in. Knowing that that's there means I don't go into my workout going, I wonder what I'm doing. I know what I have to do. And I use that in conjunction with the notes section of last week, the week before, to kind of go, okay, last week I did this week I'm going to do this. We actually plan next week's workout now. When you're still thinking about how it feels, it gives confidence and assurity. So if I'm going to spend an hour in the gym and my first 30 minutes are very intentional and I know exactly what I'm going to do, sure, I've got 20 minutes to goof around in there.
Right. Gotcha. So brain dump goes right to the event manager, which is priorities.
Yes.
Knowing what you should work on when and how. How does that come into the fitness world of knowing your priorities when it comes to your fitness life?
Prioritizing your fitness life is kind of a consistent reminder of what we're trying to do. Pursuing a fitness goal objectively probably looks pretty boring from the outside.
Right.
Like nobody ever stood on the Olympic platform and enjoyed every workout for its originality along the way. So prioritizing this is what needs to get done to get our one step closer to the goal, and having on the same page the reminder of what the goals are allows you to do, or it helps you mentally go, okay, I do not feel like doing this today, but I still want that goal. So wanting the goal supersedes the fact that I don't want to do this right now. So I'm going to do this workout and I'm going to focus on it. And allowing, you're using the book to help shore up your foundation and go, this is what I truly want. What I want in the long term versus what I want right now.
So after the priorities and the event manager, we go into our daily schedule. And the benefit of this is, kind of valuing your time as important as you would somebody else's. And also the ability for your subconscious mind to visually see what your whole week looks like. How does that work in the gym or in the fitness world?
Routine is important, especially if you're trying to create a fitness lifestyle out of, let's say, nothing. Habits are really important. The LP is going to allow you to write out in potentia a habit that you want to have. And over the course of, I would say, one book, one single LP, if you can stick to it, you can create a fitness habit out of that. But you're going to go, even if you're just going to show up at the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at this time, that is important. It is time sensitive. It's necessary to get that done. Getting a goal is much easier when the habit is there. So being able to write that stuff out and say, I will do this. This stuff is locked in stone is really important. I would almost say creating the fitness habit is more important than having a great goal to get started, because we can pursue different goals from a foundational fitness habit. But if you don't have a fitness habit, that's the first thing we're going to have to do once you have a good goal. So even just getting there and spending time, making it so that your body expects that amount of exertion is necessary.
So you're saying just having those times chunked out of your schedule that you wouldn't cancel on your boss, so don't cancel on yourself.
Don't cancel on yourself.
Awesome. And then after the end of the week, we do our weekly review. Checking our vitals, like we said. How well did we do? We planned our week on Sunday or Friday or the end of last week, whenever you decide to do it. Then you come back at the end of the week, checking how you did. How does tracking your information and reviewing your numbers in the fitness world help you achieve the goals that you want?
So this is a really great question, and it's a giant answer. But the important thing is the more information that you have to review, the better equipped you're going to be to make good decisions later on. So in the fitness track, we're going to talk about writing down everything. What you eat, when you ate it, how you slept, like all of this stuff. And immediately after your workout, going into your notes section and going, today here's what I did. I felt awesome. I felt like poo. Like, just write all of it down. So in your weekly review, you can go, hey, as you're metabolizing this, you go, hey, I happen to notice that every day I feel like crud after my workout. Something came up and I only got 5 hours of sleep. It's a necessary piece of information to move forward. So if you know you're going to get to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then what that means is Sunday night and Tuesday night and Thursday night, you have to protect your sleep to be more efficient in the gym, if that's really the goal. And it also lets you know if you're not willing to protect your sleep on those days, then your fitness goal isn't getting the priority it needs. Again, not a good thing, not a bad thing. It's just a piece of information that you're going to have to sit with. Things like that. That's one example in a whole lot of them.
So, guys, you now know Sean. Sean, I appreciate you spending the time and getting to meet these guys and girls who are out there taking this fitness track on. What we're going to do now, guys, just so you know, is the next video will be unlocked on your member site. And that video is going to be specifically you and Sean getting down the nitty gritty. He's going to tell you exactly how you should use your LP to get the most out of your fitness life. There's going to be exercises involved that you already know about. We told you about them. But what you don't know about is this little surprise here is Sean's going to walk you through exactly how to use the LP. If you have an LP, the original LP or an LP 2.0, either way, it's fine. The LP 2.0 has what we call TrackMaster sheets, which are specific sheets that Sean is going to walk you through. But if you have an original LP, don't worry about it. It's going to work out fine. You can use the notes section to do what Sean's about to teach you. So from here on out, guys, I'm going to let Sean be your teacher. I just wanted to introduce you to someone who's positively influenced my life and who have absolutely helped my fitness goals become in track with the rest of my life. So, Sean, appreciate the time.
Love it.
Appreciate your guys' time, and we're excited to see you on the next video. Thanks.